5 people died and 2 are still missing after an explosion at a pig farm in Liling City, Hunan Province. A Jiangxi woman recalled her terrifying escape from an unknown attacker within her community. Beijing enacts new laws prohibiting the display of advertisements on buses that pass Tiananmen Square. Despite a guaranteed employment rate of 100% upon graduation, enrollment in military institutes has been dismal year after year. It's all covered in today's China Truths. 5 people died and 2 are still missing after an explosion at a pig farm in Liling City, Hunan Province. In the late hours of July 11th, a clandestine operation took place at a pig farm situated in Liling City, Hunan Province. This operation involved the illicit production of fireworks and firecrackers, resulting in a catastrophic explosion. The Liling Emergency Management Bureau promptly issued an official statement, disclosing that the explosion incident occurred at approximately 4 a.m. within the confines of the Zhongshan Group in Zuoshan Village, Banshan Town, Liling City. The statement confirmed the deaths of 5 individuals and the subsequent disappearance of 2 others, noting the apprehension of those deemed accountable by law enforcement agencies. Online footage showed the devastating scene at the explosion site, which is located on the hillside of Zhuhua Mountain. The conflagration resulting from the explosion illuminated the night sky, casting an eerie glow. The pig farm is now in ruins, its grounds littered with debris comprised of bricks and timber. A well-informed individual on the internet shared a harrowing account, revealing, the explosion claimed the lives of all individuals and pigs present, scattering fragments and dismembered limbs throughout the vicinity. The blast's impact shattered the glass windows of residences within a 200-meter radius, attesting to the tremendous force unleashed. According to an account relayed by the Beijing News, a resident living approximately 1 to 2 kilometers from the pig farm recounted the unsettling experience brought about by the explosion. The force of the blast rattled the door of his residence while neighboring houses witnessed the shattering of glass windows. Liu Mojiwen, the village party secretary implicated in the explosion, has been apprehended by law enforcement, according to the prompt response from the Liling Emergency Management Bureau. Investigations revealed that he had unlawfully leased a pig shed to Li Mozhong, who clandestinely engaged in the nighttime production of fireworks and firecrackers, leading to the devastating blast and subsequent fires. The incident claimed the lives of 5 individuals, with Li Mozhong himself among the deceased, while the identities of the remaining 4 victims are currently being verified. This tragic explosion has sparked fervent discussions among netizens, who lament the succession of both natural and man-made calamities. A Jiangxi woman recalled her terrifying escape from an unknown attacker within her community. Instances of disappearances in mainland China have become alarmingly frequent. In an unsettling incident reported from Yichuan, Jiangxi, a woman courageously disclosed her frightening experience with an unidentified assailant within her community. She resorted to acting unconscious after receiving vicious stick beatings, and she was eventually successful in escaping. Following the dissemination of this distressing news, many netizens expressed their profound shock and concern, emphasizing the gravity of the situation. In response, local law enforcement officials at the district police station assured the public of an ongoing investigation. On July 11th, a Jiangxi resident took to social media to share a compelling video documenting a distressing incident that unfolded within the Feili International Community, located in Fengqing City, Yichuan City. The footage captured a woman recounting her late-night ordeal of being relentlessly pursued by an unfamiliar male figure. During her frantic struggle for freedom, she fought bravely against her assailant's attempts to restrain her, resulting in multiple injuries and the loss of her footwear. The camera footage shows an unsettling scene, with the woman's legs and arms covered in bloodstains and her bare feet bearing witness to her desperate escape. She struggled to remember specifics since the attacker was wearing a mask and a cap. Even though she was able to remove her attacker's hat and facial covering, her recall of the individual's face remains unclear. Overwhelmed by panic, her recollections are limited to the assailant sporting a 1-inch hairstyle. Seeking refuge and assistance, she sought shelter in the security booth within her residential community. On the afternoon of July 11, officials from Faley International Property verified that the distressing incident had occurred during the late hours of the previous night, July 10. Promptly responding to the incident, law enforcement swiftly arrived at the scene to address the matter. Staff members at the local police station confirmed their involvement in the investigation, with the criminal investigation team taking charge. Preliminary findings suggest that the involved parties may not be strangers. Nevertheless, the victim's explicit statement reveals her lack of familiarity with the individual who abducted her. This revelation has sparked significant concern among numerous nerds who express apprehension regarding the audacity of criminals in infiltrating residential communities and perpetrating direct kidnappings. Many users on the social media platform Weibo also took the opportunity to recount their unsettling encounters. One individual shared an unsettling experience. A middle-aged man followed me from behind. Assuming he was heading home, I hastened my pace to avoid any further interaction. To my dismay, he quickened his steps as well. Frightened, I ran as fast as I could, and to my horror, he pursued me relentlessly. In a state of panic, I rushed into my home, neglecting to turn on the lights, as I reside on the first floor. I caught a glimpse of him turning around near my window, an experience that left me petrified. Beijing enacts new laws prohibiting the display of advertisements on buses that pass Tiananmen Square. According to a report from the Beijing News on July 10, the Beijing City Management Committee announced on July 6 that it had organized relevant departments and units to develop the Beijing City bus and tram body outdoor advertisement specifications and sought public input from July 6 to July 12. These regulations aim to implement existing laws and documents and standardize the placement of outdoor advertisements on bus bodies in Beijing. However, Article 4 of these specifications has sparked significant discussion. This particular article states that the installation of body advertisements on buses is prohibited in the area encompassing the section of Chang'an Avenue from the west of Wangfujing intersection to the east of Xidan intersection and buses within the vicinity of Tiananmen Square. There are exceptions for buses temporarily called for major events and emergencies. Chang'an Street refers to both East Chang'an Street and West Chang'an Street in Beijing. Running from east to west in front of Tiananmen Tower and Xinhua Gate, the main gate of Zongnanhai, Chang'an Street intersects Tiananmen Square and connects significant landmarks such as the Great Hall of the People and the National Museum. Moreover, according to Article 8 of the aforementioned specifications, the entity responsible for setting up the advertisements must adhere to the city's requirements for the layout of the publicity environment and landscape of major events during significant occasions in China and Beijing. Reports from online sources in China indicate that some residents of Beijing are perplexed and questioning the prohibition of bus body advertisements on buses passing through Tiananmen Square. Critics argue that commercial advertisements are not affixed to Tiananmen Square or the city tower but rather to the bus body. Since buses do not typically halt on Chang'an Avenue or the surrounding roads near the square except when waiting at red lights or picking up and dropping off passengers, the question arises, what exactly is being prohibited? Speculation has emerged suggesting that this regulation stems from the preferences of leaders who are averse to encountering advertisements immediately upon stepping outside, particularly about Zongnanhai. Lu Jun, co-founder of the Beijing charity organization Yarenping Center, commented to Radio Free Asia that the new regulations, akin to the cityscape of Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea, seek to create a uniform and orderly aesthetic where all images captured by cameras present a pristine ambience devoid of commercial influences and information. This ideological approach, according to June, reflects a deliberate pursuit of an uncluttered visual landscape, a sentiment that leaves observers both intrigued and bewildered. Despite a guaranteed employment rate of 100% upon graduation, enrollment in military institutes has been dismal year after year. The Chinese Communist Party, CCP, is making conspicuous preparations for a potential conflict and has persistently issued threats regarding an attack on Taiwan. However, over the past few years, the recruitment process for CCP military academies has encountered significant challenges, including difficulties in attracting candidates. Despite lowering the admission criteria, numerous military academies remain dissatisfied with their recruitment results, with certain majors failing to receive any applications. A recent report published by mainland media on July 10 provides a comprehensive overview of the current upheaval in military academy enrollment this year. It reveals that all 27 military academies throughout the country have been included in the initial batch of early recruitment for college entrance examination candidates. Notably, Chinese military academies offer numerous benefits, such as exemption from tuition and miscellaneous fees, a guaranteed employment rate of 100% upon graduation, and comparatively high salaries for soldiers. Consequently, military academies were highly sought after by prospective college applicants in previous years. Before this year's college entrance examination, authorities vigorously promoted military academies. However, the score thresholds for admission to many military academies have been disrupted or surpassed, as indicated by the preliminary score lines released by provincial education and examination institutions. Based on the preliminary approval filing data released by Jiangxi Province, it is evident that the number of filings for several military academies is either equivalent to or slightly surpasses the number of enrolled students. Notably, the National University of Defense Technology, renowned as the Tsinghua University in the Army, has set a minimum admission score of 411 points. Similarly, the college entrance examination approval score lines in Ningxia reveal that the minimum score required for admission to the National University of Defense Technology is a mere 503 points, with other military academies also setting their thresholds below 500 points, representing a decline compared to previous years. The situation in Inner Mongolia is particularly noteworthy. Due to the region's students exhibiting commendable physical fitness, various military academies have designated Inner Mongolia as a crucial province for recruitment, allocating a significant number of enrollment slots annually. However, this year, Inner Mongolia's admission scores have experienced a downward trajectory. For instance, the National University of Defense Technology has established a minimum admission score of 569 points, equivalent to the less sought-after majors offered by certain downstream 985 universities. Furthermore, a few military academies in Inner Mongolia are dissatisfied with their limited recruitment capacity, with some even failing to receive any applications. Notable examples include the Army Infantry Academy's majors in Command Information System Engineering and Combat Command, both lacking one candidate, as well as the Army Artillery and Air Defense Academy's majors in Optoelectronic Information Science and Engineering, Electrical Engineering, and Automation. Additionally, the Army Engineering University's programs in Civil Engineering and Missile Engineering, among others, have not attracted any applicants. According to the article, this year witnessed a remarkable surge in the number of college entrance examination candidates, reaching an unprecedented 12.91 million. Surprisingly, despite such a substantial pool of applicants, the combined enrollment figures for all 27 military academies nationwide amounted to a meager 10,000 students. In theory, there should have been no issue with enrollment, making this situation both unexpected and puzzling. The article attributes the lack of popularity in general military academy enrollment to factors such as the alleged decline in physical fitness among primary and middle school students and inadequate post-graduation career prospects for military school graduates transitioning from the Army. However, a glimpse into the comments left by netizens reveals a different perspective. One commenter remarked, "Attending these schools means becoming a soldier, and soldiers are often the first to be sent to the battlefield. Who would want to send their children to war? Let the ordinary people witness the true meaning of being treated as cannon fodder." There's no denying the credit for that. On overseas Chinese forums, netizens express themselves more candidly. One message asserted, "The primary reason is that admission to CCP military academies places individuals on the U.S. imperialists' blacklist, preventing them from studying abroad. Others also highlighted that the majors experiencing recruitment dissatisfaction or a complete absence of applicants are often the prime targets for precision strikes by U.S. Air Force fighter jets during a Taiwan Strait conflict. Numerous voices emerged among netizens, questioning the willingness of individuals to risk their lives and the reluctance of parents to see their children perish. Some criticized the prevalent propaganda, suggesting that the offspring of political leaders should be the first to experience the horrors of the battlefield. In response, another commentator satirized, "There is a surplus of individuals in China who are more than willing to gamble with their lives. The problem lies in our inability to attract suitable candidates. Recruit from mountainous areas, and you'll find a plethora of short, unattractive, impoverished, and unintelligent individuals." With the recent fervor surrounding the CCP's calls for the martial reunification of Taiwan, the CCP's media apparatus has even produced a promotional film to endorse this cause. While most individuals interviewed on the street claimed they were willing to fight for their motherland, a dramatic reversal unfolded in the comments section of the promotional video. Netizens overwhelmingly expressed their refusal to sacrifice their lives for the CCP. Several others even arranged a hierarchy of who should be sent to the battlefield, listing CCP officials, party members, public security personnel, and urban management in order, joking that the ultimate victory for the Chinese people would be achieved when these individuals were all eliminated in battle. As reported by the media, the year 2018 also witnessed significant disruption in the enrollment process at mainland military academies. During that year's college entrance examination, the Hunan Provincial Education and Examination Institute made a startling announcement, revealing a total of 18 unfilled positions across various military academies. Similarly, the Hebei Provincial Military Academy experienced a shortage of 41 recruits even after the initial round of admissions. In Shandong, a province known for its substantial military personnel, 12 out of the 26 military academies faced recruitment challenges, with vacancies exceeding 10%. Notably, the armed police academies recorded an alarmingly high vacancy rate, surpassing 50%. Don't forget to comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths.